Take Six Music with you. Listen live on the BBC Sounds app. This is
BBC Radio.
Six Music right now. This is Riley and Co. on BBC Radio 6 Music.
Hello, I'm Mark Riley, that is Gideon Coe, and this is Unknown Mortal Orchestra live in session with Opposite of Afternoon.
Broken veins are open, all done in the opposite of afternoon.
fantastic stuff. Unknown Mortal Orchestra, live here on Six Music. More from them a little later on. Television personalities in a perfume garden. This is Riley & Co. here on BBC Radio 6 Music.
It most certainly is, and we have been joined once again by Unknown Mortal Orchestra. Hello, guys.
Hey. Hello.
Hello. So, Ruben, would you mind introducing your bandmates, please?
Okay, so this is Mr. Cody Nielsen on the drums.
Hello.
Mr. Christian Lee on keyboards.
Hello.
And Mr. Jacob Portrait on the bass guitar.
Oh.
Hi, guys.
And we need to say at this point in time, happy birthday to Jacob, don't we?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jake.
As we know, we should be lying in a gutter now, not knowing where he is. And
There's still time.
There is still time.
Big 2-5.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Bless you, mate. But happy birthday, and thanks for coming in and playing for us when you should be having the night off. Really appreciate that.
No sweat.
So just getting to a chat before the mini gig, which I cannot wait for, but I will have to. I did read that. So Ruben and Cody, your parents were in the entertainment business?
Yeah, I suppose. My mum started out life. She's Hawaiian. She grew up in Hawaii and was a hula dancer her whole life, and then she won Miss Aloha Hula in 1973, and that kind of kicked off this thing where she started to do all this, like doing backing vocals for lounge singers and dancing and stuff like that. And then
1973 and 4.
Yeah, 1973 and 4, although they didn't let her win the first one because she lied about her age, and you were supposed to be like a certain age, like 18 or something, I think, and she lied, and then she won it, and then they took it away from her, and she came back the next year when she was old enough and then won it. And then and my dad is a horn player, and he was in all kinds of bands, and they met on tour, and then and then
the rest is history.
Yeah.
Okay, that clears that one up. You know, I mean, Cody, can I bring you in on this conversation, because I've never been able to do this before. But the story is, and it might be a myth, and if it is, you can dispel it. The story that I heard is that when Ruben ran away to Portland, Oregon, started recording, and then he released something, anonymously, Unknown Mortal Orchestra. Oh yeah. And the story that I heard is that you heard it whilst in New Zealand and recognised it as your brother. Now, is this at all true?
Yeah, I mean, my friend heard it on the radio, and then he was all excited about it, and then he showed me, and I was like, this sounds really familiar. Like, I was at my dad's house, and we were listening to it, and I was like, yeah, this sounds really familiar. And then Dad was like, yeah, that's Ruben's new that's Ruben's new project.
That is bizarre. Now, of course, for people who don't know out there, you of course the history and siblings and all that in a band, but you were in the Mint Chicks in New Zealand, and you were hugely successful. So obviously you were 1,000 miles apart. So were you still in contact very much at this point in time? Why did you not think to let Cody in on all this?
I didn't really tell anybody what I was doing, so it was like nobody really. I didn't think anybody would care,
right?
So I didn't. Yeah, it's not that I was like trying to be secretive. It was just I kind of thought like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make this, I guess, psychedelic rock band with cassette tapes and guitar solos and stuff like that. And I was just thinking, nobody's gonna want to hear this. It's like terrible.
Well,
only I liked the idea of this, and then so that was the real reason I didn't really talk about it that much.
Yeah, it's funny because I mentioned before the fact that Unknown Mortal Orchestra, and I could see where you're coming from with that name from what you've just said. But now you need to be called the well-known Mortal Orchestra because everybody knows who you are.
We don't get recognised that much, so it's just kind of keep. I don't want. It would be good if everybody listened to the music and didn't know what our faces look like. I should have. I think originally we were going to try and wear masks, and then it was just like the logistics of that where we were not Daft Punk, it was like, where am I going to get a mask from?
Well, the same applies in radio, I'd say, as well. The less people see you, the better.
There is that old cliche, isn't it? Got a face for radio, which we're well aware of.
I don't want the fame, just give me some money.
There's a band called Clinic, actually, from Liverpool. Brilliant band, toured with Radiohead and all sorts, but they used to wear the Scrubs outfit, so they would wear, clinical masks and the gowns and everything. Yeah. And I know they did one photo shoot and just sent 4 different people because they couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, that's fun. At one point we were like, what if we just painted our faces? And then a friend of ours was like, you mean like Insane Clown Posse?
Oh, Slipknot.
Yeah,
Slipknot.
Let's not.
It's just it's very hot in a mask too. I tried to wear a mask once at a show for Halloween. It's not fun.
It's not easy. Why don't we all start a Slipknot tribute band called Let's Not?
Did you ever see the Residents? Have you seen the Residents play live?
No, I haven't seen them.
Well,
but
they've been doing it for years, obviously.
Yeah.
And you know,
I feel like there's just a lot of chafing that goes on.
Yeah, fair
all
enough.
Kinds of stuff.
Let's
Just
not talk
laziness.
about chafing. Let's not bother with that. So as I say, you moved from New Zealand to Portland, and then you've spent some time in Palm Springs as well. So how does that compare? Because Portland, so many bands, like over here in Europe, a lot of bands moved over to Berlin. And we know a lot of bands moved from all over America to Portland, and it was just this real creative hub, and it worked for you. You met Jake and everybody, but you've moved out of there now. So what's the music scene like in Palm Springs? Does it exist?
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of like men's choirs and things like that. It's a very it's like the opposite of Portland, but I kind of go back and forth between it, you know.
Right. Okay.
But it seems for this record in particular, being in Palm Springs and then being in Hawaii, that they served as collectively the triggers for kickstarting the creativity for it and the songwriting. Is that right?
Yeah, because growing up in New Zealand and with like parents touring when I was a kid and stuff like that, we had I have these memories of like being around pools and like weird 70s motels and stuff like that. So I think that kind of stuff started to inspire me to dig into that, or dig into these like memories and stuff like that.
You were hoping to be riding motorbikes up and down the corridors of the Hyatt Hotel in Los Angeles. That's what you wanted, wasn't it?
That was the original plan.
You didn't want to be in here with me and him.
And he definitely wanted to, as I understand it, make a record which was uplifting and I guess sunny in that respect. This is a very varied record, but it definitely has that element to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I'm kind of like, I always end up writing sad things. I thought, like, if I surround myself with palm trees and sunshine and stuff, maybe that'll end up on the record somehow.
With that in mind, there's one bit, and apologies we disappeared down a rabbit hole there. It's at the end of The Widow, is it The Widow, where everything stops apart from the piano, and then there's sound effects. We're outdoors. There are frogs, and there's voices, and it's an absolutely magical, beautiful moment on the record. What's going on there?
This is just just a recording of my kids just playing outside. Yeah, and it's just I don't know. I really love that bit of the record too. Yeah,
fantastic.
It's just just the sound of like being in Palm Springs, and things kind of turned out okay. There's some nice things in life sometimes. Nice moments.
Excellent. And while we're at it, you're talking about you kind of weaving your spell in a cellar somewhere in Portland. I read that you wanted to consider Unknown Mortal Orchestra in this day and age as kind of the opposite of what Kevin Parker with Tame Impala did, because Kevin Parker, he's got this band which we've had Pond playing live. We had Tame Impala very, very early on, but it is all like Kevin Parker this, Kevin Parker that. But you consider Unknown Mortal Orchestra to be less of your kind of vehicle alone now, and more of a band. Yeah,
I mean, I would like to hang out with people and stuff. And it's it's not very fun to succeed alone. You can't. There's no one to cheers your beer with.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Jake's birthday today if Jake wasn't here. Well, it would be, but you wouldn't know about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, no disrespect to what anyone else is doing. It's just talking about my own way of thinking about it, is like try to connect with more and more people rather than kind of less and less.
Very diplomatic. Okay, so I think that we need to get to the music now then, and you are doing a mini gig for us. You're doing Garden, and then Thought Ballune, Lil Blue, Necessary Evil, Monki, and That Life, in that order, aren't you?
I hope so.
I hope so too, because that's what I've just said. Unknown Mortal Orchestra live in session. Thank you.
violent after dark in the garden. Hold on tight, 'cause it's violent after dark in the garden. Hold on tight, 'cause it's violent after dark in the garden. Hold on tight, 'cause it's Little blue house is sitting high on the mountainside. Little blue house is sitting high on the mountainside. but everything she wants. All of the sand in her mind, all of her enemies falling and crying, all of the teardrops on her tongue. It's in his conscience with whatever God gives someone to mourn. Cares what God is, what a guitar is, so that you were born. Whoa, whoa, whoa. My Katie, my Katie.
I am exhausted just watching that. Just tremendous. Unknown Mortal Orchestra. Do you know what, Gid? Another great thing about me and you working together is
Yes.
that when we've seen something like that, two of us clapping sounds a lot better than just one bloke clapping.
As long as you put the effort in.
Oh, mate.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much.
Unknown Mortal Orchestra live in session. If you've just joined us, why? But there is also BBC Sounds, and I'm very lucky. I'm going to get to see all that and more tomorrow night. You got the tour dates there,
I
Gid?
have, tomorrow night is Albert Hall in Manchester, then Friday Leeds Stylus, Saturday Glasgow SWG3 Galvanisers, Monday 19th Boiler Shop Newcastle, 20th Content in Liverpool, the Solstice special, chaps, possibly on the 21st, next Wednesday at Bristol Academy 1, and then Pilton, Glastonbury, and then later in the summer, the End of the Road Festival.
Just brilliant, fellas. Thank you so much for coming in on a night off in inverted commas. Just brilliant as always. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having us again.
Thanks.
A real pleasure. Thank you.